we go into today's episode with some big news. Lewis Moult's injured, out for 3 weeks. Zee Gomez is injured, out for 2 weeks. Ryan Hedges will also likely miss today's game. So maybe he's out for 1 day with concussion. Hello my friends and welcome to episode 50 of The Wanderer. Put another intro in today, so I hope you've enjoyed that. It's sort of a flashback to bits of the series in the past. But today we're taking on Rangers, Celtic, and we've got a 3-game bonus. We're firing in that Hibs game as well. So we've got the Scottish Cup 5th round against Rangers. We beat Hibs in the last episode in the 4th round. Since then, we have played St Johnstone. We won 5-3, we were 5-0 up, and then just basically took our foot off the gas. I was very, very annoyed at it. Jamie Walker scoring inside 2 minutes. Ryan Hedges inside 10, and then a sort of 8-minute hat-trick from Zee Gomez from the 18th minute to the 26th minute put us 5-0 up. Jack Harper, Gary Oliver and Peter Grant scoring for them. After that, disappointed that we took our foot off so much off the gas in that game. We then played Park Thistle, Zee Gomez getting his 4th in 2 games, followed by an own goal from one of their lads. Ryan Hedges got injured in that game. Then we played Hamilton, Ali Crawford and the youngster Robbie McAllister on the score sheet there. Scott McMahon also getting his own goal before Jordan Rush, a player who I tried to sign in the summer, scoring for Hamilton. And then we played Dundee and Jamie Walker scored in that game for a nice result there. So, the league table leaves us 4 points behind Celtic, 6 ahead of Rangers coming into today's game. Woodman getting up there in the clean sheets, he's up to 8 now, sort of still half what Andre Blake has for Celtic, but if you look at stages, Celtic have they've conceded 15 goals, 3 to us, 3 to Morton, 3 to Hearts, 2 to Hamilton, and then there's a few ones, but you know, he's not conceded in a lot of games. We've conceded 25, Rangers conceding 36. We've conceded big in the games that we've conceded, or bigger than Rangers obviously, with Fotheringham having 2 extra clean sheets. Goal wise, Zee Gomez still 3rd. Assist, we don't really have anyone on the assist page, I don't think. Ali Crawford in 4th with 8, but he does have less appearances than everyone else. You know, he's played 10 with 9 off the bench compared to 19, 24 and 24 of the guys ahead of him. Jamie Bronis also there with 7 from 22 games and 2 off the bench. We've also made a signing for the summer. I'm not going to go into too much detail of that just yet, but just so you know, I am already looking at next season. Dynamics looking very, very good. Excellent dressing room atmosphere, good managerial support, very good match cohesion. We'll have that one secondary group as well if we look at social groups, and our couple of guys that aren't in any, which includes our lone guy William Abubakar, Gary Finlayson and Robbie McAllister. So you know, we're in a very good place. Anyway, I'm going to skip straight to pitch side just because I don't want to be giving you boring loading screens when we're doing a free game episode, so I will catch you pitch side in just a second. So we've gone with pretty much the strongest team we can put out today. Got Rodgers in goal. That's the only thing that's changed really from the strongest team, because we give Rodgers the cup games. We've got Tvetanov at right back, Burgess, Shooter and Mason finishing off the defence, Young and Bronis in midfield, Linchaba at right wing, really our only option. Cochrane and Crawford, obviously a very, very close debate. We've got Jamie Walker on the left, our captain of course, and Alan McManus, a young striker who came as a regen last season for us. Every other striker we've got is pretty much on loan. Don't have a choice. We can put Jamie Walker up there and Ali Crawford up there. We've had mixed success with that. Jamie Walker obviously done really well against, I think it was Hamilton, and if I remember correctly, Ali Crawford had an absolute shocker in that position. We're just going to try and encourage these. We've got some green, not quite full, but you know it works. So we can change our striker, but you know, I thought let's give the young lad a chance. how often do you get to put a 16, 17 year old striker into a big game? And it's his natural position, whether it's Walker and Crawford aren't going to be natural there. So let's see how the lad gets on in his natural position. As Cochrane brings it away across to Linchada. He's done his fullback. He's not really looking good, Linchada, but he's got a decent ball in here, but it's cleared away. Berjonas picks up, comes in, it's off the post, and Linchada just strolling there to get in. Really needs to be working harder than that. I was so impressed by when I signed him that I thought it was going to be the next big thing, going to knock Hedges out of the first team really easy. And to be honest, really not been impressed at all with him actually in game, and I might look to replace him. And it means that the right wing position is open next season. But we're hit on the break here as Fahim comes forward. Oh, Danny Rogers. Oh, I thought he was about to say his position's awful there, but the striker hit it straight at him. If he went near post, Rogers had no chance, but he decided to go across post, which, in fairness, is what they would tell you to do as a youngster. Go across the keeper, make it hard for him. And he done exactly that, but the keeper's positioning covered off that rather than the near post. Linchada again with the corner, plays out to Cochrane, into Jamie Walker. Oh, it's hit off his own man. It's Alan McManus. Falls for Baronas, who puts it in the back of the net, but McManus was offside on the Walker strike. And the Walker strike might have went in. We've got another corner, Linchada again to Cochrane, this time to Grant Young, off the post again. We're having the chances, boys, we're having the chances. Let's give a bit more encouragement. See if we can continue on this form. We look the fitter side right now. In fact, they look dead on their feet. I'm going to be making a lot of changes, hard tackling in the second half. Let's try and wear them down. I'm almost tempted to do it now, to be honest, but I don't like doing it for too long, unless it's in sort of like a big sort of rivalry match. Fahim comes forward for Rangers into Ned Leave. Oh, he's done Mason, and Fahim Rogers with a big save. Said I would trust him if we did lose Freddie Woodman, and we didn't. And Rogers is really paying that reward and faith in him. Linchada with the corner. That's poor. Taylor nips in, clears away, but only as far as Tvestinov. Launch back for Linchada again. He's almost tripped by the linesman there, or at least he tries to fake it. And Fahim's in behind again. This time he goes across the keeper. Rogers' positioning was better for the near post, but he does manage to reach it. Came off the boil since those early chances. We need to change something in the second half, so I'm going to go with an assertive. I am far from pleased from what I've seen from this team. I'm going to give Burgess, Cochrane and Walker I believe you've got better in yet, and again going assertive with that. We've got 10 out of 11 happy faces there, so that's good enough for me. Opposition instructions, I'm literally going to go hard tackling on everyone because they are completely dead. Hard. Does that work? Yes, it does indeed. What you want me to do with him? Hold back when tackling, or not hold back? He's left-footed Egyptian, very quick, which is an issue. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring this defensive line deeper. I'm going to take player defence off. Actually, we'll keep on because that's been sort of working. Just to try and restrict those over the top balls that he's getting. You know, Burgess isn't the quickest to keep up with him. In fact, he's got no real pace in comparison. And Suter isn't the quickest either. I would say I'd bring on Roshan Williams, but he's not on the bench obviously because he's not really even my third choice defender. So I'm trying to see what else we could change here. Tempted to bring Linchada off, to be honest. He's got a 6.7, so I'm going to keep him on. But I think tactically, hopefully that changes it nicely. Kirby to Boyle. Hopefully that harder tackling. You know, they're absolutely knackered, so hopefully it's going to make a difference. Walker does pick up a yellow though. Cackley. It's over the top again for Fahim Burgess, away this time. Cackley to Nadiv. Brown. Kakali. Fahim. And it's not his pace it's cost us, it's just a simple cross. The defender lets him get in front. Apparently it's his birthday. I'm I'm going to go with a demand more, or show some passion, that'll work. Walker to Cochrane. Linchaba, really not convinced with this kid, and again he's shown me why I've got no confidence in him. Cochrane no on the ball from that pass. McManus, the youngster, back to Cochrane, over to Linchaba, and he's coming off now, boys, because that's awful, absolutely awful. So we're bringing on Jones there. We're going to bring on McAllister for McManus. Gamble on the switch over to here. He's got personal winger set, so going to use that. It's another youngster that's coming on. As Jones has a strike, it's off the bar. How many times are we going to hit the woodwork in this game? If I'm right in thinking, that's like the third or fourth time we've hit it already. Match stats, please. Woodwork 3 times, clear cut chances 2 apiece. They've had 3 half chances, of course, but hitting the woodwork 3 times is getting pretty painful. Going with Walker up top now, of course, so that makes a bit of a difference. Why are we not moving properly? There we go, whatever it was. Must have been some clunch around the bottom that I've not seen. And I'm going to make our last change. It's going to be Ali Crawford for Cochrane. Again, just an attacking change, trying to mix things up. To Vetanov, and for Crawford, Jamie Walker. He's dialed on it, but it's coming to Bronis and Robbie McAllister. Maybe not the man. He did get his first goal a couple of games ago. He did put it on target, but it's not quite worked out. And again, what we're going to have to do now is go overload. Player defence can come off, pump the ball into the box, look for overlap. But let's keep looking for the overlap. More direct passing, normal tempo, higher tempo, narrow. Going to keep it deeper, prevent short distribution, close down much more because we've got so much more energy than them. They're 2 boys that have came on. We don't need to close down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you in here as a false 9 support, and I'm going to bring you in here as again a false 9 on support. Bring you back to here and you back to here, so we've got the sort of 6 and 4 if you like, just to account for those defensive issues. Hopefully we can nick a goal here. It's not looking likely. All those woodworks have came back to haunt us. In fact, we've got the overload curse, where no highlights happen after you go overload. We hit the post so many times, and they had 3 major chances that I remember seeing, but we should have won that game, I feel. 6.4 for Jordan Jones. Striker, I can't blame him. You know, he came in, had to do a job, but we're out of the Scottish Cup. We did get the two the hardest ties you could have got in it. In all honesty, you know, we played Hibs and then Rangers. The only other team that we could have played probably harder than them is Celtic. I know Hibs are a bit lower down in the league, but you know, they finished equal on points with us last season, so played 2 of the best 4 teams in Scotland last season when we were also one of the best 4 teams in Scotland. So we played 2 out of potential 3 if you like. Anyway guys, I'm going to skip ahead to the Celtic game. I think it's the next one in the list, and again I'll meet you pitch side for that. We're just going to play Morton in the meantime, but I'll tell you about that in the game. I'll catch you in just a second. Welcome back, my friends. It's taken me about 2 hours to get to here, and it's meant I forgot to take Danny Rogers out of the team. I've made some changes. Z Gomez is in, Ryan Hedges in. We beat Morton 2-0 with goals from Hedges and Walker. Z Gomez came off the bench, but he's only playing in this game because of painkilling injections because he had a relapse in that injury. Never ever do the painkilling injections, but Moat wasn't back yet, and McManus basically was wetting himself with nerves in the Morton game, so I don't really trust him. And again, Celtic, so basically felt like I had no choice. So we paid for the injections. It's taken me about 2 hours to get from the last match to here because I've had a very annoying crash. Seems to be apparently down to an audio device, which is causing a driver issue. That's not the place for John Shooter to lose it, but they've overplayed this a little bit, so hopefully we can recover. We do with Jamie Walker. So basically I've had a driver that's caused me an issue after a Windows update. I've now rolled back the driver, and it's managed to progress, but it's only been 15 minutes since the last crash. And I've literally been saving the game with 2 files rolling, a backup file and a normal one, every single game day that's progressed. That's how bad it's been. I've never experienced frustration like it, but to reach my record quota, I've had to do it because I'm trying to put up with it, try and fix the problem with trial and error, googling, this fix doesn't work, try another one. Never been so frustrated in my life, but we've eventually got here. But it's meant that my team selection maybe wasn't as clear cut as what I wanted it to. For example, Freddie Woodman would have been guaranteed to play this game. Rogers played the last game because of it started before the first episode, but there was only one crash before it, and I managed to get just about enough through it. And thankfully, I do save up after every game, just out of habit of an old graphics card issue that I had. So that came in handy, that habit, if you like. But it's been frustrating. I did also look for another assistant manager to replace Austin McPhee, as Z Gomez with a big save from Blake, but Cochrane comes in and scores. Also, the thing is they moved this game to the Sunday. We play Hibs on Tuesday. They moved this game for telly. They didn't move the Hibs game, so we've got literally a 1 game break, or a 1 day break between games. So frustrating. They did play in Europe. We picked up another injury. That's not good because we've got so many players injured just now. The injury list is even bigger than the last time. We've had so many injuries. It's so frustrating. This time it's to the midfield, which is maybe where we've got the most cover, to be fair, at present, in the sort of Baronis McTominay roles. However, a 2 game break, as much as Celtic played in Champions League on the Wednesday, so we've got an advantage in this game. We're going to be absolutely murdered against Hibs on the Tuesday coming. In the next game of this episode, I'm going to try and just encourage Z Gomez to play a little bit better. So it's his last game. He's got a month off after this because of this painkilling injection. We do have Molt coming back. He's a doubtful 2 to 6 day left on his injury for the Hibs game, so I'm not convinced he's going to be able to get the legs out. So we're maybe going to have to put McManus or put Walker up top. As that's a great ball over the top, and Johnson caught by Burgess at least. Fraser across to Beaton. Byram. Remember correctly, he scored the first goal for Celtic against me. As it's in for Johnson again. Danny Rogers with a big save. Cleared away only as far as Beaton. John Suter heads away again, only as far as Byram. That was nervy times. Harry Cochrane starting to tidy, scored that goal. Why can't I get on my tactics menu? Eventually it does let me. Clicked that 3 times before it let me on, but we're bringing Ali Crawford on for Harry Cochrane, just as a rest really. Z Gomez. Back to Ali Crawford. Hedges always slept there, and Fraser's nicked in. Johnson. Fraser. Beaton. Can we get a tackle in somewhere, please, somebody? It's forward for Aitchison, who's done us, and it's across from Aitchison into Ryan Fraser. It's done us so many times when we've played Celtic. I'm going to readjust here and just go a little bit more deeper, same as I did in the Rangers game, just to try and see if we can work that issue away. We do have kickoff and an instant kickoff highlight, which I don't always like. At least we've still got the ball just now. Baronas to Vetanov. To Ali Crawford, over for Ryan Hedges. He's not sleeping this time, and he plays it back in for Jamie Baronas. Oh, Ali Crawford's the one with the silly pass this time, and Aitchison again. Away it goes for Johnson. I really don't mind that foul. It's a very good one to give away. Z Gomez heads that clear, only as far as Carroll. Aitchison. Patterson to Anderson. It's launched away. Ryan Hedges on the break. This highlight's gone on for a long time now, because it's technically been the same one since kickoff. Is this Ali Crawford? I'm literally fist pumping air, boys. I wish I still had my camera on, but I can't have it on and have the green screen on with the setting issues that I have with that. Z Gomez was behind him, but he went himself, and an absolute thunderbolt into that top corner. sort of. I think we've been the slightly better team. I kind of want to keep the pressure on them here, but I kind of also want to bring Z Gomez off. I'm trying to work out the best way to do that. Jordan Jones also recovering from an injury that he picked up in training on the bench as he goes to Barones. Oh, but he's absolutely slept on that and refused to pass the ball. Johnson. Oh, not the best defender in the world, but it's got the job done. Mason to Barones. Crawford to McTominay. Barones again. Back to Ali Crawford. Plays it for Z Gomez, whose first touch is really, really good here. Shot straight at Blake though, but you know what, he's hitting the target at least again. Barones now, Ali Crawford. I don't want any more highlights. Ali Crawford though does get back to Z Gomez on his second attempt. But it's back to Barones. He's going to play it across field. Hedges not sleeping again. Barones. And that's over the top. That's a beautiful ball for Ryan Hedges. Oh, he's tucked it wide when the cross might have been the better option, but he's seen the far post and he went for it. I can't blame the man for that. We're going to make a sub. We're going to bring on... I don't even know who to bring on. I think we're going to bring on Noble for Barones here. And we're going to go a bit more defensive. In fact, I'm kind of just cancel this just to cancel the now. I want to just pause so that I'm making this change at the right time. No, this wouldn't happen in real life football, but it doesn't also take 4 minutes to decide what subs you're making. So we're going to go deeper, we're going to go defensive, we're going to waste time, we're going to go fairly narrow. We're going to stop playing out the defence and exploiting the flank. In fact, we're going to stay doing that. We're going to stop looking for the overlap, stop working out into the box, be more disciplined, be more expressive, more direct passing, and go to structured, please. And yeah, I think that's the best way to go here. Bringing on Noble brings on a bit of experience and rest Barones. We don't really need to worry about resting Z Gomez, because he's going to be out for a month anyway, so let's just give him the full game. And I don't think Alan McManus is really going to change anything up top in terms of energy, so I think Noble was the right sub there. So we've got a 93rd minute free kick. That's never something I want to face, is free kicks from that area in the 93rd minute, but we've got to win over Celtic. It's our first this season, puts us just a point behind them. Great result, we're written off, and again I'm going to just go with Z Gomez and just give him a, not pleased with what I saw. He went from looking extremely delighted to listening keenly. That normally fires him up and tries to get a bit out of him. So we're remain 6 ahead of Rangers, but just 1 behind Celtic now. We're going to skip ahead. I'll be back for the Hibs game. Welcome back again, my friends. I've still forgot to take Danny Rogers out, but it's pretty much a backup team across the board. Looking at Hibs team, they are full strength. Not ideal. We've got Rogers in goal, Abu Bakar at right back, Harry Souttar and Roshan Williams in defence. Mason, only the old-season starter in the back line. McTominay and Barones. Barones is not match fit, but it was kind of a toss-up of Noble or Barones. We have offered Noble a 1-year contract extension, but that's mostly down to him being an extremely, extremely good shooter. Lynchab on the right, Ali Crawford comes in. Jordan Jones, he's just about made it, with Jamie Walker dropping to the bench. And Z Gomez offered me another injection basically, and I was like, I don't really have a choice because we've got no other striker. Mo's just coming back, as you see, he has made the bench, but he was nowhere near ready to play the game, in honesty. So we're in trouble. We did get manager of the month. That was about it, and I'm going to go with for the fans here. Is there a for the fan? Okay, show me what you've got, because it's all I've got basically. This is the longest press conference I've ever had at Tunnel, and it distracts me because I can't concentrate on reading and talking, so I do apologise, guys. There we go, through it now. So yeah, as I was saying, basically I felt that it was a risk. It basically added no maximum time on the risk. It was 47 weeks or 67, so basically I was increasing the minimum time. And I thought, do you know what, we can survive with Mo, Walker and whatnot, sort of in a rotation sort of system, then we can survive. So hopefully we can do that, was my thought process. As I said, I've offered Mark Noble an extra year. It's no extra cost to the club. It's the exact same wage I've basically offered him for an extra year. So it's just a signing on fee that would cost, which isn't a huge amount anyway. We're not going to be able to get a player of that quality for that kind of price and wage. In honesty, so particularly for the level of tutor he is, which is the thing that's really good, is right now I've got him tutoring Grant Young, but there's another couple of guys that are in the youth team that he could tutor. As Lee Irwin scores against us again. The amount of goals we've conceded to Lee Blimmin Irwin in this save is unreal. Went up for show some passion after that, because it so frustrates me conceding goals. We've literally put the pressure back onto Celtic, got a point behind them, and we could open the title race up to a freeway title race if we do not get a win here. As Roshan Williams, think that's his first goal for Hearts, tucks it in from the corner. Wasn't the best corner in the world, but it's in the area, it's dangerous. It's not the way I like to do my corners, it's not the way I've got it set up. He's played it in instead of going for the shorter one that I like to the edge of the box from that side. But Roshan Williams made no mistake about it. He's an absolute monster there, and he's very quick. He's very good physically in general. So delighted for him to get his first goal, and what a game to do it. Abu Bakar plays this one to Baronis. Ali Crawford, oh, he had the runner there and he didn't take it. Instead going back, Mason, Baronis, Crawford, back to Baronis, back to Crawford. Oh, he's done his man note. This time he does take the runner of Z Gomez, and we're 2-1 up from 1-0 down. Lee Irwin scored against us for about the 100th time since we took over against Hearts. But we've came back strong. That show some passion really worked. Crawford into Baronis. Forward to Jordan Jones. Has to go himself, but he's cracked the post. But again, Linchaba there just strolls in. He so frustrates me, that kid. I can imagine Ryan Hedges bursting a gut to get there, and Linchaba just strolls in, happy as Larry. Never going to get it with that kind of speed, sunshine. I don't even know who Celtic are playing tomorrow either. Don't think the job is done. Jordan Jones, you're knackered. Baronis is knackered. Mason's knackered. McTominay's knackered. We've got Herbie Kane on the bench who could come on for McTominay as a light for light. We've got Noble who can come on light for Baronis, and as admit success. In fact, exactly that's the exact sub we're going to make right now. Is Noble for Baronis. Always good to have a bit of extra experience in there, and his fresh legs. When we need it most. Mason plays it forward to Jordan Jones, who's not going to make the full 90 here. We're going to bring Jamie Walker on probably about the 60th minute and then save a sub as Hallsgrove picks it up in a very dangerous area. His deflection, well, his strike deflected away. McGinn picks up, and McManaman now getting him behind Mason, I think it was, who was not paying attention to his runner, not paying attention to the ball, in fact just sitting there looking at something in the crowd. No idea what, but I can assure you it was not as important as looking at that ball there and then. But McManaman missed it, thankfully for us. Bringing on Jamie Walker now for Jordan Jones. We've got one sub in hand. It's probably going to be Kane for McTominay, to be honest. If I'm looking at what I'm thinking right now. Crawford flicks on, but Z Gomez hadn't made the run that he normally would. Hallsgrove's done McTominay, and it's into that annoying Lee Irwin again. Naismith crossed in, Mason away only as far as McGrandles, McManaman, and it's Irwin, and I thought that was in the back of the net. My head was in my hands, but it was behind. We're going to start knocking 50 shades out of him because he is knackered, as is McGinn, and we're going to make our last sub, which is going to be Kane on for McTominay. McTominay on a yellow now and tied in. I think that's the best decision all round. and I don't see any other sub that we can make. Abu Bakar clears it. Jamie Walker comes away. It's past to Mason, not the one that I would have made there. Now we're back with Danny Rogers when we could have had a very nice counter attack there, but our captain is back on the ball. Plays it forward for Z Gomez, but he's rightfully realised he's offside. Now he's going to chase it down, but Bond does clear. Naismith across to Conor McGrandles, Holsgrove. That's a good interception from Abu Bakar, the man on loan from Spurs. Go on, Jamie, son. Just a little tackle there. They were not paying attention to that Hibs defence. Oh, and Linchaba again just not paying attention, and he's still not paying attention to this runner. Eventually he did and closed the... But we've got a penalty against us. What was the penalty for? I was looking at the ball. I want to see what the penalty is for before they take it. That's in. I just want to see what the penalty is for here. But just go back. I'm blaming Linchaba for this because he just does not track his runner here. Eventually does. So Erwin runs into Roshan Williams. Right, I want a different view of this because there's got to be something in this. So give me behind goal maybe. No, it's going to give me the wrong goal, isn't it? Of course it would. Vertical. Let's use this because this might work. So we're watching Roshan Williams here. So the ball comes in. He was obstructed. He was never getting to the ball, ref. That is... I don't know what dictates a penalty these days, but apparently that was a penalty. And Cal Naismith scored. I'm going to tell him to push forward, try and get something out of this game, because that is a nonsense penalty, in my opinion. Be very curious to see the refs rating after this game. Whipped in towards Williams, but it's away. Lee. Naismith now on the break. Cal Naismith. Oh, that's an awful effort from Cal Naismith there, at least. But we didn't have anyone back there. Can we get another push forward, please? Push forward. There we go. Come on. Do my push forward. Come on. Eventually did do it, but it's all over. That was a nonsense penalty. I don't even know how you can see who was the ref for this game. We'll find out. I mean, Roshan Williams has got player of the match despite giving away that penalty. That maybe tells you something. That sort of not good enough today. We should be winning that kind of game. We really should be now. We've not. That's our first non-win in 6 league games or something like that. Which is really, really frustrating. I want to see who the referee was because I want to show you everything. Eric Anderson, Hibs Heart 7.0. Home penalties. I mean, he's only given away 1 home penalty all season, but you can't see what exactly he did. Ewan Anderson, 7.0. Maybe it was a penalty. I don't know. You tell me if you think that was a penalty down below, guys. I really struggle to see how that was a penalty. It wasn't the ref that gave it. In fairness, it was the linesman, but the man still got man of the match despite it. Right, we're going to let him recover now. You've played 2 big games. You've not played great in either of them. We're going to have Louis Moult back, so I'm going to let him recover. Next episode, you're out for 3 to 4 weeks, so Saturday. Maybe get you back for the Rangers game. This maybe works out okay. But that's the game we're going to come back for. It's the Rangers game just before the split, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You know, we've had a loss, a win and a draw, so it's worked out pretty perfect. We had that draw win against Morton in between Hedges and Walker scoring. So if you enjoyed this episode, hit like, hit subscribe, and I will hopefully catch you all next time.